Well, what is going on, everybody? This is the Cloud9 podcast, season 8, episode 19. Woo! We are finally here once again, and we are almost finished with season 8. As you guys already know, about a few more weeks, and we'll be starting season 9. We'll probably end up getting through season 8 before World starts, because Worlds is going to start with the BDS and Golden Guardian series, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So that's going to be a real interesting way, of Worlds kicking off, actually. Oh my goodness. The ambulance coming down this area is ridiculous sometimes. Holy crap, man. All right, but how you been doing, man? What's been going on with you before we start covering all this news?
I watched the G2 BDS live.
G2 Fnatic?
Oh, yeah, G2 Fnatic. Sorry, I've also been watching Pokemon all day, literally.
Yep.
Dual screen. I got volume on one, back and forth.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I came home, one of my cords was unplugged, and one of the monitors was off, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? I know it's not broke. These things just don't break like that. Yeah. So I had to make sure I plugged it in further because it was coming out for some reason. So I plugged it in, and then my monitor came back on. So as you guys know, there's quite the bit of news that ended up happening. So we're going to go over the EG news first, and then we'll cover the LEC 2023 season finals. We'll talk about Fnatic versus Mad, and then we'll talk about G2 versus Fnatic after that. But regards to Evil Geniuses, and this is something that I mentioned on many shows ago, is Nicole, you could tell right when she entered the league, like as the CEO. I don't know. I just never got a good feeling all this was done in good faith. Like, how you have those people in like you guys' lives where like the most biggest accomplishment will be because of like a fucking woman or a dude, and it's like, that doesn't really, like you doing the actual thing is what matters, right? And then you saw like just how EG was progressing like on social media, because like I had known of EG for a little bit. They were in the LCS for a little bit, and they left and they came back with Nicole. I'm like, this isn't the same EG org that I remember, because they had a different CEO before. They had many different CEOs before, a few different ones. And they came back. She changes the logo. That was just so bad. That writing that she put out on the older merch was just really bad when they first came into the league.
Yeah.
And then, like, right when they came in, they had this weird jank roster. They messed up that roster really badly. Like, they finished third in that split, but that wasn't really anything great. That summer split, they started changing up the roster again with a few players here and there. Never really worked out. They got to playing. So people ask, when did Danny come in? Danny came in during the
2021.
Yeah, it was a 2021 summer split, because before that they had Deathly. Before that, Deathly was with them. They ended up not doing well in 2021 spring with Deathly, and then they got Danny in 2021 summer. Then they didn't make Worlds that year because Cloud9, EG had lost to 100 Thieves, and Cloud9 ended up knocking them out officially. And in 2022, they went and got Inspired. They went and got Impact. And people got to factor in, that's a big reason why they won a lot of their games last year. Like, just keep this in mind. Impact and Inspired are some of the best players at their position, like, regionally to have, Then, if you pair the motherfuckers with, like, Vulcan, it's like, okay, Then they bring up Jojo Pion because Peter Dunn, who was the Team Heretics head coach, he was the head coach of EG before last year, and he was, like, all big on, like, why does NA not, like, ever scout proper talent? Because that's been a thing with North America by people, talking about why doesn't NA scout proper talent? And I had agreed with him on that too, because like there can't just be all shitty players. So there has to be some good players here. He managed to find 2 of them. And then what's crazy in that spring split is they almost didn't even make playoffs. They were like 1 game off from missing playoffs too. They went like 9-9. They got in the playoffs. They lost to Team Liquid. They got knocked down to the lower bracket. They went out the lower bracket. Then they go to MSI. And let's be honest here, like everyone knew they were going to get fucking destroyed at MSI. Like, I don't know what player people thought Danny was, but the player that people say he is was not the player that I was ever seeing. I watched every game this guy had ever played. And I was like, this guy can pop off in team fights. If you get into team fights and you can put, certain champions around him in certain situations, yeah, he can do very well. But laning was like always his weakest thing, actually. Yep. What I also told people as well is he can get better at that over time, but that's going to be a thing that you just kind of just have to just go through the motions with this guy. And at MSI, he got his laning phase was bad, guys. He was losing to people like Flackid. That's pretty bad. And they ended up getting a top 4. They were like the 4th best team at the event anyway, so it kind of makes sense. So they get 4th place. They lose to RNG 3-0. Some of the team fights are kind of close, but it was never really out of favor for RNG ever. Then they come to Summer Split, and he puts out his tweet. He put out a tweet where he basically kind of just wanted to quit. Everyone saw what that tweet was, and I saw that and I was like, "Ooh, this is not looking good," because I've seen these kind of tweets before.
Yep. And
he had mentioned that a lot of people had hated on him. He was probably talking about Reddit, and they told the pros, "You cannot go look at Reddit. Reddit is such a cesspool of idiots." There's a reason why I don't check out Zodiac Duelist for Yu-Gi-Oh, guys. It place is just a cesspool of retards. Like, there's no point in interacting in threads when people are this retarded and they're actually just misconstruing basic shit, right? If you can't even conceptualize something basic of a concept as it is playing out in real life, there's no point in me talking to you because you're just fucking dumb, right? So he puts out these 2 cryptic tweets and you're like, kind of odd, right? So throughout the summer split of last year, they go 15-3, but people factor in, they weren't winning all those games because of Danny. I mean, they were putting Danny on like Seraphine. Like, if you put one of your best players on Seraphine ADC, I don't think you really have faith in him. They're just putting him on something super safe that he could just get through the game with, honestly.
I don't think he was ever the best player. I think the whole Seraphine thing, you don't put an ADC on Seraphine.
Yeah, and I think that was because he must have been performing really badly in scrims or something like that, to the point where they're like, okay, we can't give him anything that he can carry with. He could just get this champion. And they were just so lucky in that split that was an actual thing you could play like as a carry. So They gave him Seraphine, and Inspired ended up winning MVP. I mean, they went 15-3. They were obviously still the best team despite him, not looking like one of the best ADCs in the league. And then they faced Cloud9 in the first round of the playoffs. And people get Cloud9 were terrible that summer split in the regular season. They were pretty bad. Like, on paper, they should have just walked right through them. But no, Cloud9 actually just beat the shit out of them. And then people were going like, look at Danny's camera. Like, Danny was just like, bro looked like he about to, I'm not saying is ever going to do this, but he about to like actually slit his throat. He was like, God damn.
He was just mentally done.
Like, and I had seen players break down before, but it was never the way he did it. It felt like he just broke down in his brain. Like, my team was the best team. They don't really have any faith in me to carry games. We just lost to a team that was, guys, Cloud9 were 5th place in the regular season. They were 5th place.
Yep.
That should have been a cakewalk for them.
Not always. Like, you remember I told you, it depends on how people ramp up. Like,
I mean,
teams that are on top, they have nowhere to go but down. And it was the writing was on the wall when you saw how they had to play around Danny while playing with him. And you're like, oh, okay, this is not going to end well.
Well, I was just saying, like, basically on paper, they should just cakewalk them. Yeah. It really shouldn't have been competitive. But as you guys know, Cloud9 ended up getting a 3-0 over them. People were, talking about Danny's facial expressions. He looked like he just broke down in his brain. He was like, I'm just fucking done here. Then, as you go to the lower bracket, they end up having, who did they face first? They faced TSM. They almost lost to TSM. Literally, if JoJo does not do that hero Swain play when he stole Dragon, if he does not do that, they lose that series. And they also almost lost that series because, they almost lost that series because of JoJo and Inspire. They really, really, got that series going for them against TSM. Remember that day they had a bunch of pauses and their mics went out, so they couldn't even use their headsets. I was like, what the hell's going on here? just fucking tech issues for the LCS constantly, but they ended up beating TSM, narrowly beating TSM. This is like by the skin of their teeth they're winning here. Then they faced Team Liquid, and this is a third place match to obviously in the split. Now, this was last year's format not this year's format where they included the 4th seed gets to go to Worlds, technically. Yep. This is a year where you just get 3 seeds. So if you're a 4th seed, you're sitting at home beating off, watching fucking Japanese girls dance like Amenes does. But they faced Team Liquid, and it's a pretty close back and forth series to a certain extent. I wouldn't say this is good gameplay wise. Both these teams are like giga hard throwing to a point where, they get to a position where they gave Danny Misfortune, even though they had been giving him supportive ADC picks. So they had some faith in him to clutch it out for them. And he did. He actually had a really, really great last game ever. He actually had a really great Misfortune game. He did clutch it out. A few missed positions here and there, but he ended up, actually getting them the win. So EG goes to the finals where they get a rematch against 100 Thieves, who they had, beaten earlier in the year. So it was not nice to see that, 100 Thieves can get their revenge against EG, which they ended up doing anyway. So before that 100 Thieves EG match, okay, this big report came out that's saying that, they have to emergency sub Kaori over Danny. Yeah, and people have to understand, you can't do that. The rules in the LCS state, you cannot do that. You can only put someone in unless you already have them a sub on your team.
Unless there's someone found the whole thing was like, unless it's considered a medical emergency.
His was classified as more like it was a mental health something.
It was considered medical because it was like player performance. It was kind of like the whole thing was Oscarid because due to Kaori was on the academy team, he was able to be swapped in. The issue with it was the reasoning they stated initially.
Yeah, because the LCS, they have rules for this. So basically, to have subs in the playoffs, you have to list someone as a sub already before you even get into the playoffs. So basically, if you get into the playoffs, you already have to have a sub, right? Yep. Could be for any position you are. It could be for any position. And if someone has an injury, like Danny and Oscar had, you have to kind of use that person. That's how it would work in traditional sports. Like, if the Lakers lost LeBron, you can't just be going to the fucking Warriors and, hey, give me Klay Thompson. You can't do that. You can't do that. You get someone on the bench.
That'd be fucking broken. Because it was supposed to be one of their coaches. Because the whole thing with the academy team was, I think the coaches is an immediate. Because
technically they couldn't have used Kaori because he would have counted as an import. Technically they had 3 imports. Impact's an import. Inspired's an import. No, Impact's not an import. Sorry, Inspired is an import. Yeah.
Inspired. No. Yeah.
No, that too. Sorry, I misspoke. No, I misspoke. Sorry. That was my bad. So LCS is over here just not even taking their own rules intact. It's such a weird situation. It's like, no, this is your rules. You cannot do this.
Yeah, even if it's for emergency. Because even though Kaori was on the academy team, he was never
listed as a sub. You know they had a sub for? Yeah, sub for fucking jungle. What? Yeah. Why would you need a sub for Inspired? You were never subbing someone in over that guy.
No, because there was rumor that he had problems with his wrist. That's why there were certain games he would take off and stuff. No, what it was is what I heard from the report was that Kaori wasn't the first sub. It was supposed to be one of the coaches.
Because one of their coaches was one of their subs for, I forgot what jungle position. I was like,
no, it was jungle, but also ADC. That was the thing too. Apparently, they were able to bypass it. They wiggled their way around.
Riot allowed it. Riot basically kind of went, because this is the thing. They had already sold a lot of tickets for this event in Chicago. This was when it was in Chicago last year. So Riot are thinking, if they play this random as an ADC, 100 Thieves are about to just fucking sweep the shit out of these guys. And I don't agree with this, but this is just from Riot's point of view. Riot's point of view is like, we already sold the tickets. People want to see a really good third place match. We gotta let this happen. But then that means you just kind of shit all over your competitive integrity, because if EG is putting trolls in their sub spots, then if someone gets injured, you have to use them. That's the rules. Fnatic LEC for Fnatic let them do that too. They had with Oscar, and they have another guy on their reserves for top lane for a Fnatic Rising, their academy team. but they just went out and bought the guy they already had let go previously. You can't do that. It's in the rules. You can't do that. If Riot doesn't even take their own rules seriously.
No, you know what it is too.
Like,
Riot. No, the issue with Riot is Riot lets the individual regions make sub rules. That's the issue. Riot lets every region make their own rules.
Yeah,
Riot
so
has a set of rules.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the whole United States and the states thing. The United States could impose a mandate, but then the state could be like, "Oh, we're doing something else." That's what Riot does. It's like, "Oh yeah, you're supposed to do it like this," but due to our coach and his first, it's kind of like a solo queue where you have your first two roles, and your role is jungle support, and then if you need an ADC, it's like, "Oh, we have to go get an ADC from somewhere else." It's like, "Oh yeah, okay, no, you're good."
Oh, I'll give you guys an example because I come from traditional sports. So in 2016, so when the Eagles were like pretty much power ranked to get to the Super Bowl that year with Nick Foles injured his collarbone. He was out for the rest of the season. They ended up bumming out in the playoffs. If league wants to be considered an actual sport, this is what happens, guys. If a player gets injured, whoever you listed as a sub, you have to use that person. And this is why you should take your sub seriously.
Not always, because the issue with the NFL is just to debunk that point a little bit. Sometimes the coaches use third string over the second string. They don't always go to the second backup. That's the issue too.
No, but that would still be someone you would have actively on your team.
Yeah,
essentially. But that's still officially through you.
But the thing was, Fanatics is much worse than KR because KR was on the academy.
KR is more of like they didn't even think he was good enough to even be a sub to a fucking coach. Yeah. That's the worst part. It's like they didn't even think he was good enough to even be a backup to a fucking coach that has gold. Guys, this coach was Diamond 5. KR's in their academy team. I thought he should have had an LCS spot. I think that was their one of the biggest mistake in the offseason last year, which is letting that guy go to Carmichael. It's like, this guy's good. Like, there's nothing wrong with him. You could have just kept him, honestly. But, it was already shown they didn't really like him that much. They didn't really have that much faith in him. So, Riot allows this bullshit rule to not even really affect EG. They allow KR to play. Luckily, thank God, 100 Thieves actually beat EG,
but not convincingly though.
That would have been so fucked if they allowed this fucking rule to go through and 100 Thieves lost. Thank God 100 Thieves won. Holy shit! Imagine that. Some bullshit like this happens and you lose to a sub like that. And it's one of those things where that's why I told teams, or I said this in other shows many years ago. If potentially anything could happen, at least if something does happen, list someone on your active roster that you think is good enough in a certain position. Because they listed a guy who was like barely passing gold. They were never going to use that guy. They probably didn't think Daniel was going to break down like that, to their credit. But, after MSI, they should have been looking like, this guy's not feeling well. Like, guys, after they won against Team Liquid, before we talk about that series, that guy broke down. Like, their whole team was hugging. The only person that really consoled him after Inspired was Peter Dunn, and Danny just completely broke apart, honestly. So, and they put out that update that we're going to use KRE through basically all of Worlds, right?
Yeah.
So, come to find out, earlier this year, Thorin put out a video basically breaking down the entire thing about all this bullshit that Nicole had put Danny through. Not letting him take a break when he could have, all these types of things, all these really bad things. And it's like, what's really weird is, Travis is the person that says he cares for these players. He said that all for many years he does. He dated Nicole, right? And he couldn't even speak it. Maybe he doesn't care about the players enough. I don't know.
The issue is that's conflict of interest. That's the thing, though. Now it's like, that's the issue.
I doubt people are going to look at him differently from like the org's owner's perspective, but that means I know you don't give a fuck about these guys. But that's some real fuck shit right there.
The issue is that's conflict of interest when you have.
How would you have did it? Because people would have called you a what's that word? An embattled lover or some shit, an embattled ex-lover, or you keep your perceived integrity with telling people.
You gotta keep your perceived integrity, and you gotta go at him. It's like the issue is he wasn't willing to stand on any merit because you either stand with the players, you lose all access to most of these teams because the teams are going to cut you off if you do.
He's thinking if he says anything, he'll never get an EG player interview. But it's like, bro, there's 9 other teams who will just get.
But the issue is there might be other teams that look at it like, oh, okay,
yeah,
that's the thing too. Is it like, and now at that point it's like, because it's the issue is this. He fucked up by even being in a relationship with her. That's the number one rule. You know,
see, no one brought that up except for like Thorin brought it up too. The same point you did is like, bro, literally, this is why I tell people, if anything goes bad, I'm not saying people can't date in the workplace. I'm not saying you can't, but the issue is if you do and it should go south, this is the problem.
No. See, with that whole situation is he's a journalist. You're supposed to keep your opinion non-biased. You're slightly going to have to be biased if you are sleeping with the CEO of one of the teams. It's like you can't because you have to eventually, like, if you knew that whole shit about Danny, you have to put a story about it. If you decide not to put a story about it, now they're like, oh, Travis, why did you do a story about
earlier this year, people gotta understand when that whole player walkout stupid thing happened. Remember how he kept saying, oh yeah, I'm proud of the players, it's all this other nonsense. Where was this guy at? Like, I like people like Thorne and Richard Lewis. I like what they do. I'm glad they're all in for what they do. But if someone in the actual league itself who claims to care about this can't even talk about stories like that, I mean, like, what kind of state are we in? You know, because apparently it was really bad. If it's that bad and he can't talk about it, I mean, that's the most prolific journalist we have here. Journalists are using quotations, obviously, right? You know, I'm just saying it's just the optics surrounding it is just really bad. Journalist claims to care about players, knows something bad happened to a player, can't speak about it because journalist was putting his whole fat cock up her tight areas, you know?
Yeah.
Then guy, since the LCS and a lot of esports work like this, where if you kind of talk about somebody a little bit, even though you're just doing your job, they just cut you off. This is such a cutthroat thing, people. You don't think I'm joking? Like, no, I'm not even joking. It's more like this is how it works. And then from his point of view, he's thinking like, oh, if I talk about this stuff, I'm so screwed with everyone else. And it's like, then that means we're in a pretty bad industry then. If you can't even talk about these kind of things and they're this serious, out of fear, you'll just get cut off from people. And I don't think he would have got cut off that bad. Maybe a few orgs do it, you know. Maybe a few orgs do.
Yeah, it's.
Are you saying that? I was like, would he not get interviews from like Team Liquid players, Cloud9 players?
I would say EG probably would have cut him off.
EG for sure would have.
EG probably maybe like.
I don't think it would just be them. Like Steve and Jack have given him interviews with their players for years.
Jack, like I think
and they have the most popular orgs. That's all that really matter anyway.
No, Steve Jack, one of them would have tried to hire them to work for him full time. No, definitely Jack. Jack known for blowing money for no reason. Definitely EG. There might have been another org that would have just been like, oh, okay, you're not around us, but it'd be like knowing them. Probably would have been IMT or something, but no one interviewed IMT like that.
IMT like, player interviews get like 3,000 views.
These motherfuckers got what 6 wins this whole year.
Out of 36 games, you won 3 games, bruh.
You won 6 out of 36 games. That is a fucking pitiful. Like,
you know how much? Damn, what's that like a 5% win average? Maybe.
No, that's
probably like 2.
Nah, it's no, it's like 10. It's like no, I'm trying to see. No, it's like no, it's like a 20% win average. It's like 18. It's like 0.18. It's like 18%. Like 18% of your games you won. I think it's low. It's low as shit. It's
so after this ends up happening, so the whole Danny thing happens. You got to factor in there's other stuff going on with EG2 guys. This is not just League. I mean, their CSGO endeavors have been really, really bad for a long time.
Yeah.
Like really bad. And come to find out with Nicole, because I'm pretty sure that this was said in that Washington Post interview that they did with her when she first got announced. she had just graduated like college or university or some shit, and she got automatically put as a CEO.
It was university. She got hired through. I guess she was classified as one of those possible 30 under 30 kind of candidates.
Yeah. So she did a really good presentation at some sort of like esports event or something.
Yeah.
And they liked her, but kind of find out when they actually talked about actual business, like, hey, how do you run your player day-to-day operations? How do you scrim with these players? Actual shit you need to know. They found out she was just a moron.
Nah, she only knows. The issue is she only knows numbers, but she doesn't actually know pro talent. She's one of those that would be good in an office, typing on a computer and making $100,000 a year. With like a mental.
And then like everyone saw that EG was gearing up to be this thing where they profess and they're all virtuous, like we promote women and we do things for women. And you're like, and people are probably sitting there going like, oh, this is about to turn into some shit.
Like,
okay.
Yeah, because most of the guys now are like, okay, that mean she gonna do a good job then? Because you can promote women, but
they got so fucking lucky. I don't know what that head coach did for their Valorant team. Because people forget, that fucking Valorant team, I've been watching the VCT Americas all year. That EG team was terrible. They're last place. They somehow got to the gauntlet by winning a few games because other teams were that much worse than them. Managed to somehow get in lowest seed gauntlet and somehow win the entire thing. I mean, that has to be one of the best esport runs ever. Just saying. Just the sheer amount of that shit, that comes close to the DRX win last year. They scraped in, guys. 2 wins they scraped in to get into that gauntlet. They just waxed everybody, and they ended up winning the entire. And Valorant's pretty competitive with Fnatic, and you have teams like BLG that are really, really good. They're about to fucking sail that Valorant championship until the fucking heavens come. And no, that lady did a very, very good job. Like she did something to kick these guys into shape because these guys are looking like some shit earlier this year. They seem like actual garbage. And you look at that, and then obviously they have the LCS championship, right? So just looking at that. So I don't know how much people leverage toward Nicole for these 2 championships when I don't know how much she was involved in the day-to-day operations, but she'll take credit for them because she was the CEO when these things happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though she wasn't probably physically there doing mostly anything, she'll take credit for it, because that's what EG wants to do. We promote women and diversity and oh, Lord Jesus. So Nicole ends up deleting her Twitter account because she was getting massive hits because of this Danny backlash.
Yeah.
And then Danny, we know it wasn't Danny. It was obviously a PR person. A PR person wrote on Danny's Twitter page that he was going to be a part of their creator collective. Guys, he only streamed like twice in that thing, to my recollection.
It was twice.
He didn't play League one of them. He played League in one, and he played some fucking shit game one time. And then she had an interview with DigiPay or something like that, Digital Flicks or some shit, and basically kind of implied that he's just getting hush money. Like, bro, this guy ain't part of no creator collective. They just paying this dude hush money. What are we saying here?
What it is, they paid him off to just take what they did was they paid him off to make him seem like he was still, hired by the thing, but actuality, he's probably no longer with EG, but they still have him under EG. That it doesn't look like they, did some bullshit.
So that's a lot of shit. I know that's a lot of stuff. There is a lot of stuff here. Okay, so now here's the kicker. So as we know with EG and these fucking women that they have there, so Nicole just went and hired a bunch of yes women that would just get on their knees and lick Nicole's tight pussy and have that fucking pussy jizz just going everywhere. We know that gamer dog fucking old bitch is doing it, man. She has her tongue straight up Nicole's ass. Talking that shit is 6 feet deep for that gamer dog bitch. You know what the gamer dog bitch did, people? So if you guys are CSGO fans out there, she contacted ESL when the casters were talking shit about EG because they were fucking terrible. And she called them and said, can you guys stop being mean on EG? What planet do we live on? People. What is this? And then I know that's just recent. So they had this on Summoning Insight. They put out this EG leadership announcement. It was this email that no one was supposed to see. I don't know how Thorin got this, but we're gonna read
Can you
this.
stop being so mean?
All right, so this was okay. So when I'm preferencing reading this email, keep in mind you might get AIDS, you might get ear AIDS. They said she was the Warren Buffett for CEOs in esports, and I just couldn't mentally process that.
What does that mean? What she got?
I mean, she's the best. I mean, she's the best CEO in all of esports history.
Man, there's people who actually think that. Yeah.
People actually.
You know who Warren Buffett is? Rags to riches, guy that invested in the railroad, one of the richest guys ever, bro. Like
that motherfucker was as poor as people believe he was.
I mean, how I just don't get it. What do they? Who wrote this? I have to find who wrote this, and make sure if I ever see that name to go like nothing you say is worth shit. Like. Yeah. Steve and Jack will be better CEOs than even
they
better
hate Jack
CEO than her
for some reason. They hate both of them because they have to make tough decisions with players, so they hate them.
We're like this guy's toast came in trying to do his league bullshit. People are like, oh my god, this guy's toast. You're such a great org owner. Man, let go half the roster. He realized what a money dump this is. Why is no one going down his throat? Somebody go down fucking Jack and Steve's when they have to make a hard money decision. Oh wait, it's because you like this guy's toast more. Jeez, almost
no like that too. But like this guy too just came in. If I was like, oh, he didn't invest too much. All right, cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and plus is this guy toast is likable. That's the thing. People still don't forgive Steve for that whole shit with Team Liquid back in the day.
No, they didn't forgive him from last year.
No, that too. No, that too. But that whole shit back in the day that happened with Team Liquid.
Which one?
I forgot what it.
Are you in Breaking Point?
Yeah,
that's just one of their things. There's
I know, but I remember
people keep crying that they're pay to win. It's like that's esports.
Oh yeah, they got the double lift era when people said Steve just threw money to win. That's every sport imaginable.
That's every goddamn. That's life.
That league, man. This is the thing. You'll only hear dumb excuses like that in league. He actually got criticized because he spent good money on a good roster to win. That's what criticism looks like here.
First of all, that's fucking life. Like, think about it. You can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Without spending at least $200. Unless you play Mythic Mind back in 2021.
But just think about it. Well, just think about it. You're horrible. If you play that deck, go to hell.
I didn't play it. I didn't play that. I had stayed.
If anyone played that deck, you just didn't like
Flu.
interactions.
I'll play fucking Flu, but I'm degenerate, but I'm not disgusting. There's level to this shit.
Well, just think about this in life. To get any sort of winning in life, like getting your own place or in a car or anything, you have to spend money. I don't know. I realized to myself, the people that give criticism in league are so below the average pay of like stupid. Your brain ain't gonna like understand what the fuck they're saying. Like I actually asked people
kids
because on the C9 Facebook group, because when Jensen left to go play on Team Liquid, they're like, "Oh my god, Steve is just buying the best players," and I was sitting there going like. This is an issue. How?
You got the money. That's what you do when you got the money.
After how they treated Jensen, you're surprised he wanted out.
Yeah. I mean, Jensen came back, he came back and won, but it's like at that moment in time, if people think you're just fucking stupid. What we
in defense, though, she did do good for the first year and, had like a positive image with the org and brought in loads of like the top talent and a lot of things, especially fighting
Peter
games.
Dunn. Peter Dunn did that.
I mean, I'm sure he was the mastermind. I'm just saying she at least let them do the job and just did the basics.
She was a black eight eating her bananas in the back.
So Jesus Christ. Anyway, but after that first year, then she
looks like Haley Bailey's retarded sister.
Oh my!
She was more hands-on after the first year, and then that's
it was crazy, guys.
Oh, of course she was hands-on.
She was jerking off some dick.
no, because you look at that whole situation, you gotta be like, man, she must have fucked somebody to get this job. Ain't no way in hell. It's like,
also let's factor in when she fired Peter Dunn after he, I don't know, made their entire year with that org. She got rid of that person. That's fucking insane. They won a championship under him. They went to MSI. They went to Worlds, and they got third place and almost went to the finals again. They're like, not good enough. You got to leave.
It was insane. He literally built everything.
Like people are doing, you would not have Jojo Pion without Peter Dunn. He's the one that
they hire after Peter Dunn.
They hired Frieza's brother, who was on Fnatic, his head coach. Oh, what's the guy's name? Not Frieza's brother. What's his brother's name?
I
Like
don't
Icicle
remember.
or some shit. I don't fucking know. No, Nightshade. Nightshade is his name.
Right.
Nightshade.
I thought he went to then Immortals or something, or was on there.
Yeah. So he went from EG. Yeah, he was on Immortals first. I remember he was on Immortals first. Then he got the EG job. Nightshade, who had finished like 9th in the league, got a chance to be on EG. That's crazy. And then after EG, he went to Fnatic, actually. So this was the company email. Now, preferences, you might get ear aids when I read this, because I did. Peak Sixers. Today, Peak Six congratulates Nicole on her amazing accomplishments and wishes her the best luck in the next stage.
What? They're acting like this is a
We just stop right there and go, what the you mean Peter Dunn and her Valorant head coach's accomplishments?
And why are they acting like you develop CEOs or something like players?
Amazing accomplishments. All right, cool. No more thought needs to go in that sentence. We believe that Peak Six has always developed champions. Words. And what? And what? And Nicole personifies this. Chaz, can you read this? I'm having a stroke. Please, please.
Was this wrote like a year ago or something?
No, it was wrote last week.
Nicole originally came to Peak as an intern before joining us full time after graduating college. Okay. She started as an intern. That's me. She was definitely sucking dick. Okay.
Okay.
No offense. I've worked with some companies. Interns were getting fucked. I'm sorry. That's just facts. Like
unpaid intern.
No!
You
Travis
paid her.
You think Travis was paying her? No!
Travis was paying her, right? He was paying her with dick. But okay.
Yeah, waiting outside the LCS studio, in his car.
She worked across several different companies, gaining experience and skills before eventually rising to the role as CEO of Evil Geniuses. Okay, what's the timeline from her being an intern to
went to esports? Like, okay, so you know how like companies have those like not vacations, but you go and meet other people from different companies to like talk about business ideas. That's what happened for esports. So she went to like a bunch of these events where she talked smart. That's what they mean. Because what else skills you be developing? What skills does she have? When I saw her talk at those LCS finals,
she good at public speaking? Like, is she good at public speaking?
Pretty much that, yeah.
Yeah,
because
sometimes
because a lot of jobs now they just hire you if you're good at public speaking. Like, you can have the smartest brain in the world to be an introvert, they won't hire you. But you can be the dumbest motherfucker in the world, and if you know how to talk to people, you good. Like,
oh yeah, and how fast was this, by the way, that she became like CEO?
It was literally within the same year. Like, he got the spot. So,
good Lord,
that
reminds me of the captain of the Cost of Concordia.
You're going to hell.
No. He became a captain from like a fucking janitor or something in a month.
She applied the same idea. She applied the same idea of developing champions to the culture at EG. Oh God. She developed people. She picked people. They got her success, and she just threw them away. Remember, let's not factor this in. This just happened this happened like 3 weeks ago. They bought FBI from 100 Thieves, and they threw him away.
Yeah,
that just happened. They're like 100 Thieves. You made the mistake of getting rid of this guy. We'll take him.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Like, what have they done, and what?
We'll just give you the NRG. Fucking did that.
No.
What are we doing?
It's not that they threw him away. It's who they got in return from. Think about all the players they let go. They let go of fucking Someday and got revenge. Nigga, what?
Armeo's really good. What do you mean?
Sure.
You got rid of Inspired and got Armel/Shaden.
Shaden Mayo. Mayonnaise. Miracle Whip.
Shaden looks like
that is an upgrade. What do you mean?
Shaden
looks
like he.
What up, Terrence? How you doing, brother?
Hold on, man. Shaden looks like he's always high. That Shaden, look at Shaden again. That motherfucker look like
he looks like a stoner in high school. Yeah.
He looked like he's still.
You know what else she puts right here? they put for Nicole, she applied the same idea of developing champions. So she developed Danny and they just treated him like pure shit.
And they ran that motherfucker right into the ground.
Oh my god, if they say something like positive influence or something here, I'm gonna throw up.
She applied the same idea of developing champions to the culture at EG and grew the organization to a global powerhouse in esports.
Oh, no, what? They were already. What are you talking about?
She go to a global powerhouse.
Oh, by the way, nice new apartment. I don't know where you're at, but anyway, what the fuck?
I went out my door to look for my dignity because I wouldn't have any working for this org.
Is she talking about like all
League?
She means CS:GO. They mean League. They mean Valorant. They only have it. They had it. People, that was complete. That was a DRX run in Valorant. That's not going to. People how bad that team was. That team was bad for like half of the year.
The only credit I'll give her is for Valorant because she actually.
No, I'm not giving her credit for that. That was just pure luck, and she did nothing.
That's Chrissy. Chrissy did that.
Yeah.
Wait, fucking people got to this is sent to their employees. They're telling their employees how good this lady is, and it's like, wait, wouldn't they already know that? If she was so hands-on and working so hard at this org
from the very
beginning,
they
know this?
We set the goal of winning championships in the major titles: CS:GO, LCS, and Valorant. Okay, they want to split in LCS. CS:GO. What the fuck did they win?
They haven't won shit in CS:GO. They haven't won shit in CS:GO forever.
Yeah, winning trophies. That was before she came in. Like, that's the other thing. Around when EG first left LCS in like 2014 or something, that's when they started becoming powerhouses in other esports and like an OG brand. Like, it was before she came in.
After winning trophies in CS:GO in 2019 and winning LCS in 2022, we capped off the run by winning the World Championship in Valorant this past weekend.
See, that and that whole Valorant championship, that's because a lot of these other teams are not good. I'm not gonna lie. Like the one thing about EG, no one knew their play style because these motherfuckers played erratic.
One of their main I forgot the white guy's name. One of their main guys that started popping off that became like their best player. That guy doesn't like if you're not good for like 90% of the year. I have to somewhat believe that you just somehow got into somewhat great form, just pull it up at the last minute.
He's decent. He's decent he's one of those when no one expects.
Yeah, that was their team. When no one was expecting to be good, they just started becoming good.
And then they started collecting wins at the right time. It's like, okay,
it's one of those. They randomly beat C9 Valorant.
Like how
they just
how Cole said they were literally the DRX of Valorant.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
I would even say their run was more impressive than DRX because we saw this motherfucking team was dead in the water.
They were last place. They won 2 games. That got them into a gauntlet that they were the lowest seed.
Yeah,
they were 6th. They were lowest seed. Like whatever she did, whatever that head coach did.
Oh God
bless her soul. From the very beginning, we got that right. Nicole joins Lorena Ochoa, Sean Connery. Okay.
Ken Dryden and me and him as people who have stepped back when they were at the very top of the world professionally. Like all of them, Nicole will go on to do even greater things. First of all, that's disrespectful. Don't fucking do that. Don't put Nicole in the same sentence.
Yeah, that makes me want to bring back Sean Connery from the dead, the fucking bitch slapper.
Yeah, like don't do that. Don't put him in the same sentence as me and him and the late great Sean Connery. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's that.
They just compare Nicole to Sean Connery.
Motherfucking James Bond himself. From Russia with Love, Doctor. Nah, see. That's that bullshit. I tell people you could honor somebody, but don't go over the fucking top. Don't do this shit.
It's extreme.
Talk about and this is the thing. Like all of them, Nicole will go on to do even greater things. All right, so let's just analyze this horrible point.
I'm just glad that they didn't put John Elway or Michael Jordan because I would have. If
they put Michael Jordan and be like, hey, Michael Jordan's black, Nicole's black. She been Michael Jordan
came back and played 2 seasons with. As long as they put motherfucking John Elway at there.
Yeah, bring up this point where so the end of their line is like Nicole will go on to do greater things. Wait a minute. If you're comparing her to Sean Connery, Ken Dryden, all these famous people. why don't you just keep her yourself? If she's this impressive, you letting her go would be a detriment to you.
Yeah.
I can't. Oh, keep going because I'm gonna have a stroke. I can't do it today. I'm not enough bullshit today.
Jenny just said Nicole has achieved every competitive goal we had set for ourselves.
No, you didn't. What are you talking about? You accomplished almost nothing. Do you not understand how esports works?
Oh God! This next one. Get ready for this. We are the best in the world at esports, and it is no surprise to me. I know. I couldn't even finish it. I started to laugh. Listen to this whole thing. This shit is gonna make you laugh. We are the best in the world at esports. It is no surprise to me that we have done this with such a diverse group of players, coaches, and business leaders. Oh shit! Oh my god!
Oh, wait a minute. We have done this with such a diverse group of players. No. People, yes, because gaming has never been diverse. Oh, fuck.
Oh,
great EG blessing us with diversity in esports. Thank you. Bow to the overlords of EG. Holy fuck.
I was reading it. I read the whole thing out. I was reading the first part. I was like, these
okay,
motherfuckers.
Here's the Chris what's the word? Chris D'Apolino will take on the interim role as CEO at Evil Geniuses while we evaluate our future plan. Matt Holsizer added, if Nicole is the Warren Buffett of esports, then Chris is certainly her Charlie Munger.
What?
We are grateful.
I'm sorry, MSK is going to make a racist joke in there somewhere with Charlie Munger.
We are grateful to help. What's that last word? It's kind of
grateful to him to help us transition. EG.
Wait a minute, hold on. My brain hasn't fully.
Yeah. No, I'm sure she's definitely the buffet. Yeah.
Okay.
Trust me. White guy used her as a buffet.
Hold on, before my brain even processes this. If Nicole is the Warren Buffett of esports,
I'm still laughing at the line where I'm still laughing at the line when these motherfuckers were talking about her being the same group as Sean Connery. I'm like, nigga, don't do that.
I mean, you remember what happened in Dota 2?
Oh Jesus,
the Dota team is we know. Oh Lord.
Yeah, OG.
Wait a minute, hold on. If Nicole is the Warren Buffett of esports, please tell me someone did not type those words, actually think that was good to say, and put that out for people to read.
Judy Hart. Okay, we gotta roast this chick. What the fuck?
If she's the Warren Buffett of esports, why the fuck are you getting rid of her?
Wait a second. Who's the richest team in esports?
Technically TSM. TSM is like the richest.
Not anymore, but
no, I'm about to say yeah, but after that, told you the $10 million.
That, but also the other thing is, yes, they make a profit and they make a lot of money, but the thing is that they don't tell you is they're counting stuff that really shouldn't count in the actual esports profits, like Fortnite streamer revenue and stuff. It's like, yeah, if we're going by that, then every fucking brand is profitable.
Yeah, technically, yeah. So it's, oh, okay. I that's that esports. Yeah. They're the best. Okay, all right. So you guys saw AIDS at peakness right there.
Yeah.
That's what they sent to their own employees to gas Nicole up. Now, then again, if she was this great, why would you have to send this?
Yeah,
if she's this good, first of all, let's even work. If she's the Warren Buffett of esports, God, if you let someone like that go, if she was that good, I'll never take decision making for you ever.
You know what? I think I figured out why they typed that all up. You know, it's because they were afraid that if they didn't made her sound good while releasing her, then she would send the same people over that she did with Danny abusing him.
Oh, God.
Well, you're going to hell. So, I mean, Nicole is gone. Get these dirty monkeys out of my esports. Don't need them black people here. You know,
we don't need people like her here. Like this.
Yeah, I'm sure MSK was really happy when Afro Move retired.
No, he's a light skinned black. I like him. You know.
The whole thing was the issue with Nicole wasn't her that she wanted diversity in the group. That's not the issue. Is that she didn't know what the fuck she was doing. That's the word thing. Because it's cool if you want to hire people in certain positions that doesn't really require any requirement. You can just put your friend in who's a non-binary or whatever. All right, cool. That's, okay, so yeah, okay, all right, put it in the corner. But the issue is, you didn't know what the fuck you were doing. You didn't know how to handle any of the goddamn talent because you got one middle laner to break it down. Then you sell a team, a good team that got you to Worlds the year before for scraps.
We have to actually break this down. This is how stupid she is.
IMT didn't want revenge, and you saw he was a good pickup. I'm just no. This happens in the NFL sometimes.
Just keep this in mind. Keep this in mind, people. IMT of all orgs shouldn't be speaking, but they're like, we don't even want revenge. Think about and each is like, oh yeah, I'll take another man's trash is another man's treasure. Right?
They did a great job of building up their brand. That's why their league Twitter account gets like 5 likes a tweet.
They picked up Ayla. They picked Unforgivable was the only pickup that actually kind of made sense. Armal is like there's sports teams that would be like, oh, this player's cheap, even though you know they're trash. Why are you picking up? Like,
because the idea behind it is, if I'm the guy to unlock him, then I'll have this great guy. But it's
unlock yourself you unlock yourself to a 5th place out of the fucking Worlds conversation.
That's how these guys think. That's what I've heard over the years. It's like basically they think if I'm the guy to unlock this player, then I'll have this player for myself that everyone just gave up on. But that can only apply to someone that's been good, right? Not someone that's just been average his whole career, maybe even worse than that. You know, that mindset only works with people that were already previously good and they're kind of somewhat slumpy.
Yeah, because people's like, oh, but EG was better than we saw. Yeah, that's what happens when a lot of teams suck. It's like IFT got rid of revenge and double their wins. Just think about that. Just think about it. They had 2-3 wins or 2 wins
in Spring Split this year.
Yeah, in the Spring Split, had 2 or 3 wins.
They only won like 4 times. I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm wrong.
And then without revenge, they almost doubled their win total in the sub.
Oh yeah.
The thing about
they won 4 to 5 times, but
don't forget, and 2 of those came off the LCS champions. I don't know how the fuck that happens.
IMC they went 5. You mean this for summer? They went 5-13.
In the Spring Split, it was like 2-3 wins, right?
I'm pretty sure
it was more because they were better than Dig. It was like 4 or something.
No, they had 4-14. They were 1 win ahead of Dig. Remember?
Okay, one more win, but that's 1 more win without revenge. But it's like, okay, that's mean they got 1 more win. They were still trash, but it's like IMT.
You'll find that crazy. That IMT of all orgs was like, this guy's trash. We don't even want him. And the EG's like, gotta scoop him up. The actual line of decision making.
And not only that, but they saw him play like trash on IMT
and
for 3 years. 3 years. Yeah. And they thought, hey, I'm sure he still has potential.
Because he was cheap. That's not
fucking hell. They threw away, someday, but to be fair, someday didn't have that great a split, but it wasn't anything so bad to the point where it's like, you could get rid of him, It wasn't so, like he was playing like fucking like a terrible player.
It's one thing if you go from someday to like, and you go to Team Liquid and try to buy out Whipple's contract. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Or if you're like, oh, Wonder, are you doing anything? Do you want to come to the LCS for us?
Oh,
a split? I'm just asking,
Remember that? Remember, IMT were like, we're going to build around revenge.
They get rid of him and they get 1 more win. Yeah. That's me.
They got Xerxes, who ruins every team. Yep, they got
that fucking guy,
Yep, Power of Evil, baby. Wild Turtle, hell yeah.
Here's the thing. Revenge was so bad, guys, Jojo Pion had to actually, carry just bodies.
No, he was so bad that he looked worse than Destiny, and Destiny's like the worst player in LCS history.
Why do you hate Destiny so? What did he do to you?
Because he's garbage.
Oh my god!
I'm glad he's retired. Screw that
EG
bitch.
EG was literally unforgiving in JoJo, like majority of the split.
Literally, if JoJo wasn't on, like JoJo realized to himself, if you don't give me anything with playmaking, if I don't have Ari or Zier, our team about to look like some shit. Guys, it got so bad at EG, they were trying that jungling strat from like season 6, 7. You're subbing a jungler. I can't explain it right now. It's a lot to it, but they tried a strat.
C9 a little bit. That's all.
Yeah, that's the thing. That strat can only work if you have players that are on the same level.
They also did it with contracts. Remember that?
Oh, they did it. Yeah, they did it with Peter Dunn in contracts. Yeah. Also, Peter Dunn, a guy that did not give up on contracts. Contracts when he went into whatever. Nicole's retarded. I'm just gonna say that bitch is retarded.
Yeah, I know. So for people try to say like, "Oh, you just hate women" or black,
I do,
whatever,
and I do.
Okay, well, MSK does.
Okay.
MSK does, but for anybody else, listen. All right, when she first came in, all right. Now there were, of course, some incels like it's esports. For the most part, it was very positively, received, and like her introduction to LCS and stuff, and in the first year, all right, and so on, all right. People only hated her when they were doing shit, and then all that stuff with Danny and everything leaked, all right. So if you try to pull the sexism card, you're a fucking idiot.
What else ended up happening for EG this year? No, that was pretty much it. They bummed out somehow with that good roster in spring. I thought that roster was good enough on paper to win. Honestly, that like on paper, looking at the roster for spring, we do our power rankings. Most of us had to have them on like what, second, first, mostly,
second, third.
Yeah. Like they just bum out in the playoffs. They lose. How the fuck they lose to Golden Guardians is beyond me. But they ended up losing to Golden Guardians. Maybe it was Latiris' casting that made it worse. Maybe, honestly.
Yeah, her moaning was probably distracting.
I'll never let the LCS list down. A bitch was moan casting on professional fucking streams.
The only person I want to hear moan cast is Kitty, because she's got it down pat.
And Kitty,
what do you mean? I want Flowers to do that. What are you talking about?
You're gay?
I want no, man. I want Shock to moan cast, man.
No, because like randomly, I'll be like watching the LPL when the season's going on. I'll be watching the LPL and I'm hearing Kitty moan cat. Like, what, Kitty? What are you moaning for? Bitch is moaning in her fucking living room.
I heard a lot of that on LOA.
Dude. Them motherfuckers. Yo, that one was. Oh my god, man.
Oh my god. So. Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up with all of the.
If I ever get down to Mexico, I'll fly to her. Her, man.
So yeah, that wraps it up with all of Evil Genius's failures.
Are we going to get into the pedophiles next?
So our LEC season finals. Okay, so let's talk about Fnatic versus Mad, and then we'll go to G2 versus Fnatic, because I'm pretty sure Fnatic versus.
Yeah, then we'll talk about all the Gen G players exposed.
Oh Jesus.
It must be MSK's favorite day. He hated Clint and Mystic.
Oh no! We'll have to go over that Mystic story next week, because that's just
and the Clint one, and also the DFM story as well.
Send me the link to the Clint one. I know he admitted to it, but I didn't get a chance to see the actual like.
He admitted to literally texting a bunch of women, and one of them was a minor.
Yeah, I read the Mystic story, and oh my goodness, these Wangdong Ching Chongs are unleashed over there.
That motherfucker is something.
Like, I'm not. Here's what I'll say: if that girl had that happen to her, holy shit! I hope you feel better, because holy crap, that's terrible to go through. Fuck.
And do you want me to now or like for next week?
No, we're gonna go do the Clit and Mystic stuff next week, because we can't do it right now because we'll be here for like another hour. We gotta cut this out like an hour 30.
I'm also gonna add in the DFN thing, because that's also worth covering. All right.
I mean, Goku Gaming.
Yeah, the Saros guy, the coach for DFM, literally to Tool 2, oh my god, it like literally said stuff like they're gonna kill him because he's doing bad in scrims. And then, like every day it would be shit like they said in the article. And there would be like a dog walking down the street, and then the coach would be like, "Hey, it's you."
Okay.
What the fuck?
I'm not trying to laugh. That's pretty serious, but
that part's funny.
Remember when Sword was getting assaulted by CV Max? Someone on Twitter was like, "He should assault me. He's fat as fuck." I was like, "Oh my god." Someone said he made him run fast so he could lose some weight. Fuck. Okay. Oh God. Okay. So Fnatic versus Mad went to 5 games, and okay, so this series was sloppy, going back and forth. Okay, so Carzzy has been Mad's best player, I would say, pretty much throughout the whole year. He's played really well. He's really stepped up for them. Like Niski had, some good games here and there during the series. Now, I wouldn't say the series was a stomp by any stretch of the imagination, because even the games that Fnatic won, those looked like they were really hard for them to win. You know what I mean? And game 5, Mad is prepping to do Baron to sneak it from them because they're not checking it. Hylissang on Rel walks in there and just griefs. Someone should investigate that guy's PayPal account, because that was insane.
PayPal, Cash App, Redbubble.
I shit you people not. Matt is on the other side of the map prepping Baron because they know Fnatic don't see the vision in this area. Hylissang's like, I'm gonna be on the Rel, I'm gonna go fuck Hitler, and I'm gonna go fuck someone's bitch, and he just dies. Game's over. Game's fucking over.
Just like Hitler, he fucked someone's bitch and died.
I want to show people how you can't make this shit up.
I saw that shit game 5 out because I
saw that and I was like,
right after game 5 ended, I was like,
no. Once I saw him do that, I was like, I was at work, I was watching on my break, I was like, done, nope, can't watch this shit.
I already trolling. Fnatic over Battle Lions 3-2. I got no faith in Battle Lions.
I said it. Did I not say last week it was going to be a G2 Fnatic final? I know people had Mad over Fnatic, but I was like, nah, I kind of favor Fnatic in this, honestly.
Nah, fuck. I thought Chasey was going to throw game 5.
Chasey should be reported for how badly he was playing.
That motherfucker threw game 2. There was no way in hell.
Chasey got. I love that. At least he is so good. You have a guy who just subs in 3 days notice after an injury, and he's destroying all of you. What the hell?
Well, what's crazy is, don't forget, they kicked Wonder for Oscurin. Wonder wasn't even on a team. Wonder wasn't on a team at all. And I would say Wonder had been playing really badly for a while, but coming in for these past few best of fives, he's looked back in form. That's good.
Motivation, less how do I say, what's the word?
You got a kick in the ass? I feel like he's needed this kick in the ass for a while.
Well, because he kept getting free passes, but also just I don't know, repetitive
no fun to read.
But how long the season was, a lot of players were cooked by this point. But since he came in just at this point, Yeah,
my biggest problem with Fnatic is if you're in a game 4 situation, you can't give Wonder, who's been on Renekton, can't get this guy Orin. When we go over the Fnatic G2 finals, after we get to talk about the Mad one, you'll see just how bad Fnatic were drafting in these games. It was criminal.
Again, I think G2 would have won anyway. And no, G2 was an amazing casters. This is just how shit your league is, but they probably would have won anyway. But they would have had a good chance though, Fnatic, but they knew that they're going to play aggressive against them and counter the drafts that they did against Mad and such. So they had to draft just a little bit differently and defensive to counter their mistakes. That's all they had to do. And for some reason, they did the opposite in game 1, 2, and 4 and only did it in 3.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be fun roasting. But anyway.
I want to show you guys this because I saw this and I nearly just gave up life. If my support ever gets competitively in a match like this and a crowd like this, I might have to just choke your ass. I'd have to just choke you. I'd have to just get on stage, get up, headset off, put my arms around your neck, and choke you.
I'll me you throwing hands on stage.
I'll double team a motherfucker. I'm
not even letting you get backstage. I'm fighting you on the stage right there in front of everybody. Fuck that.
So overall, for the Mad versus Fnatic series, even the games the Fnatic won against the game is Mad's comp is, I'll say it's not bad. So people have been going to the Kaisa versus Isaiah matchup. It's really bad for Kaisa early on because of the feather placements and shit like that, because Kaisa's really short range. But Kaisa obviously mega outscales Zaya.
Mm-hmm.
With the Prey Seekers and plus the different build paths you can go through with Kaisa on, it's not bad giving Kaisa to Carzy, right? The problem here in Game 5 is I think you need to know why pro players just don't want to play Jinx anymore. What is wrong with playing Jinx? Jinx is fine. What's wrong with the Felios? Well, I don't think, what's wrong with these people? Okay, watch what Hylissang does. This is competitive griefing. They see them prepping Baron. They see Hylissang knows his team is prepping Baron because Fnatic have no vision here. None. Hylissang walks in and just dies. And at that moment, I would throw my headset. I would get up, throw my headset, walk up to you, and start choking you. Because he just gave the whole game over. Now they know you're doing Baron. Because like, wait a minute, why is a support checking drag? Wait a minute, they're doing Baron. He gave the whole game over. He threw the entire series. That one play through the whole game.
Yep.
Because now Fnatic, no, wait a minute, they're on Baron. We'll just go there and we'll just ace them. Because that just is only a more solidified, way of losing the game right there. Yep. That's how Mad's year ends right there. Completely over. Oh my goodness, what's wrong with my internet right now? The fuck? Sorry about that. Give me 1 sec.
Are you good?
For some reason, my internet keeps dropping.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm watching too much porn.
Probably.
I have nothing going on. What the hell's going on? I have no tabs.
Yeah.
I have nothing
you'll,
on.
See Hylissang in
as you guys saw,
Turkish League next year.
Like, I think Hylissang is one of the best, supports in EU, but there are times and splits where he just does shit like that, and it's just so criminal. Like,
and it
guy
makes you
just straight up into the
retire
entire
and
series.
become a coach.
Like, I mean, people have to understand most of the best teams for Europe ever have had like Hylissang and Mickey X on them, Trimby, right? But Hylissang is the biggest wild card out of all three of them because of shit like that. And factor in, they weren't in that series because of Hylissang. They were in that series because of Carzy. The fact that Carzy has to end up being your best player, a guy that was, like, I wouldn't say underrated by any stretch of imagination.
So why did you ignore Kaiser?
Right? Warren is doxing us from New York subways.
Probably.
If you're in,
he's
doxing
from Chinatown.
Oh my god!
Shit.
And oh god, so yeah, Mad Lions' year is officially over. Now, Mad Lions ended up being top 3 anyway. What's really crazy is people kept saying this was a dark horse team. I was like, I don't think this was a dark horse team in the way that people made them out to be. This team has, on paper, I'm saying, good players that could get you to this far. The issue here is that when you actually pair them up in the server, like people said, it was going to look like really wacky,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like these players individually are fine.
They had this
yeah, because individually these players are fine. These all besides Chasey, all these players have been like top 4, won championships. Obviously, the thing here is that when you pair these kind of players together, these playstyles first of all do not match up very well, and you cannot match these specific playstyles up together with each other because that's going to look like shit.
Pretty much. But you know what I'll say though? Besides Spring 2020, it seems like this is always Niski's like team though. It's just it seems like he's always a player that just doesn't fit with everyone else with his play style.
Seems like over time, whatever team he's on just starts. They have like really nice highs. The only high that he's ever kept was the Cloud9 one in spring where he got it officially done until summer split. They had the high and then tipped. And then you have Mad Lions now, where when they first got Niski last year in summer, it looked great for them. But then we saw more games, we saw more weeks, we saw more splits, and it's like, this is not looking good, And yeah, they had a good enough series against Fnatic, but the thing here is this team's going to be at Worlds for Europe. You realize that, right? And they're about to get like absolutely ass dumped. And it's crazy is people keep saying, well, what's the argument that people give to this team? Which is like, but they shouldn't be doing well at Worlds. I mean, domestic success versus world success is something that you can go back and forth on. But the thing here is players of this caliber really shouldn't be this bad, honestly. I think these players are just not good together, honestly. Like, Hylissang and Carzy is just two stylistic mismatches. Niski and Ilyoya just don't work out. Chasey's, existing to a certain extent. So, anything else you guys want to say about Mad before we move on to the
you'll
finals?
see Chasey on Reddit Brion next year.
Yep. Oh man.
Hopefully they have standards to. I'll take Lord Morgan.
They're gonna still keep pen on them.
Oh god. I love how Fred and Brion's name is now OK Savings Bank. They're just okay. You can't make this shit up, man.
Yeah, that okay was being mediocre.
You can't make this shit up, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
They're just mediocre for 17 games out of a split. Every split, but then they have one game where they randomly beat like Genji or something.
They'll have like games. They'll have like games where they look close against like the top tier teams, but they'll still lose. And casters are like, but they look good against them.
Yeah, no. This is okay. Don't take T1 and Genji to 3 games in 1 week, and then next week get 2-0'd by fucking Live Sandbox. You're like, what? Wait. And not like 2-0, like 35 minutes. 2-0, Live Sandbox gets buried and pushes into fucking middle lane and just end the game. You're like, wait a minute. Were you the same team that just like took T1 and Genji to 3 games? How the fuck you get beat? That man, that's just crazy.
All right, so the next series is Fnatic versus G2, which happened today. Chaz, you saw it. What's your first thoughts on the finals? Did you like the finals?
I liked it. It kind of ended the way I thought it was going to end. It was a 3-1.
Did they get a trophy for winning?
Yeah.
That means technically there's 4. Whatever. Well, not enough time for that tonight. So yes, G2 versus Fnatic. I mean, this kind of went like you expect. Honestly, most people expected G2 to win. I mean, Broken Blade has just been the best top laner in Europe, honestly. Yike had a pretty good series overall.
He had a pretty good series overall. There was some
moments where it was like,
it was like, what the fuck? But it was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think he does well internationally, though. I mean, just based on the one MSI there.
Yeah. Caps had a pretty good series overall. I mean, Hansama, he made a few missteps for him. Like remember that scenario where Noah is doing the Aphelios guns at 10 health and Hansama died? It's like, bro, you can't die to that. Come on.
Hansama's game 2 and 3 were like, but his game 4 was like immaculate.
Yeah, that Kaisa 12-0 game, you were like, okay.
Oh,
that game 2 guys looked so bad. You can tell Fnatic were demoralized. Game 2 was pathetic. Oh, bro!
It should have went to 5. It should have went to 5, but Fnatic is not a good closing team unless the other team. Cole stated there, unless the other team fucks up, if Fnatic can capitalize, like they can't win. Like Fnatic can't win.
As Warren brought up, do you guys think it would have went to 5 games if they had Oscarinen?
No,
because Wonder played fine. He played just fine.
Well, I mean, I think Oscar. I don't know if you say Inin or
Oscarinen.
Oscarinen, but I mean, I think they're both about the same in my opinion, but I do think Oscarinen has, but at least in the one best of 5 he played before he then got the hand injury, he played a lot more like playmaking than Wonder, so and a bit more aggressiveness, so maybe, but he does have a different champion pool.
Yeah, because I think it depends on who you think's a better carry. And it's like, is Fnatic looking for another carry in the top lane? I mean, Oscarin mostly plays carries, And they're probably thinking, would that have given us an edge in this series? Just, oh God, Razork and Humanoid. I think Razork had some really great individual moments from these past best of 5s. Really great pathing. The Ivern solo kill he got on Yike. Remember he was on Ivern? I was like, okay, that's pretty. Ivern is a hard champion to get solo kills on. That champion got like 10 damage in his auto attacks. Actually,
I just want to know what happened. Humanoid. Why is he this bad this year?
Humanoid is so fucking giga boosted, bro. Look, bruh. If people saw that criminal Syndra build, those criminal Syndra fucking ults he was doing, I almost just had a stroke.
Yeah, and the casters were praising. Hey, good job on him.
He got the one
ult there.
good one. He got the one good one. And we're like, oh my god, humanoid's back. Oh wait, they just lost.
So they praised him for not using his ult in a fight where he should have and could have killed like 2 people because it scared them away from the base.
You know what's crazy? Mickey X
Yeah.
pulls out Lissandra's support because you can use her W to just stun Rakan. Fnatic's like, we'll just pick that right into it. Go right.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And again, I still think G2. I mean, again, they're not very great or anything. They're just good in my opinion. But the rest of LEC this year has been so bad. They are like above the rest. But
remember in game 2 they did the Talia wall straight and they both just died.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they would have won anyway. But again, these drafts and the fact that Fnatic knew what they needed to do in draft to have a chance, and then they do the opposite. It's fucking hilarious.
But
Game 3 was the only one where they had a brain.
Yesterday against Fnatic, oh my god, I almost had a stroke watching them. Remember that Callista highlight Carzzy got? People forget.
Yeah.
That was a 4v2, and they lost to a Callista with 10 health. I swear to God, if you do that in international events, you'll lose in 3 minutes.
Yeah, and I love how they fed their
need to show this
ADC
to
like
people.
4 kills, and he didn't do anything with it.
I need to show people this. This was criminal. This is like you go to jail for this. You'll get a fucking statewide felony doing this shit. Bro, I need people to see this. It was bad.
Yeah, I don't know why Noah was playing so bad against Mad. Holy fuck.
I felt like Noah was either their biggest difference maker or the biggest reason why they lost. In most
I think it was stage frights, but I don't know.
You can't even see the stage, dude. What are you talking about, man?
Oh god.
Yeah, I mean, the stage.
It's insane. Like game 3 was the only one where they actually drafted properly, and that countered their aggressiveness, where they can counter on their mistakes. Because G2 makes so many mistakes, all right, and that's why China and Korea is gonna just fuck them. Because they know how to play against them. They're just gonna draft for defense and let them make mistakes and outplay them.
Yep, they're all fucking with no Vaseline.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What was the
just
game?
like a menace.
He was playing. Oh God, Jesus Christ! Don't bring that up. I'll stroke you.
Hey, listen, ABC9 gets Jojo Pion and then imports a Korean support, and then
the C9 fans, they were like, "Oh, it would be so bad if they got guys." Here, I'll just say to any idiot out there, I don't care what Jack says on any social media platform. We know he would get rid of him. Let's not kid ourselves here. If they do bad, they get rid of you. It's just how this works. Is that right or wrong? You have to determine that by the results that they get. But I don't. People are like, why? How dare they get rid of a menace? It's his or do whatever he fucking wants.
Yeah, you guys say this every year, and it's like in the
every
Discord,
year people do that.
Yeah, it's like what? Why would we get rid of Sven ADC?
Remember when Sneaky left? Remember they Sneaky got kicked because he was playing like absolute shit, and then they're like, we have Sven. You know, Sven was always better than Sneaky anyway. No, but he was bad on TSM. I guarantee you, come to you, he's gonna shit stomp people. Went 17-1.
Yeah, no, it's like at the end of the year when there's players that play like shit and there's way better replacements or imports. They're always like, why would we do that? We're not gonna do that. That just seems unreasonable. They're gonna keep all 5 players together, and they say this every fucking year, and then it never happens.
Mm-hmm. And so the thing, right when that new replacement starts doing well, they change their whole tune. If you told people
they do a 180.
like 2 years ago that Sneaky would get replaced by Berserker, they'd be like, who the fuck is this Dong Dong Mi Hong Yong? Oh, that fucker in my team.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Berserker
it's like I remember
Sven bitching about come on, what are we doing here? I want to show you guys
why
this.
Why would we get rid of Sven on ADC? He clearly did so well in his last year as ADC for C9. It's like, who else could we possibly get? And then they get Berserker, and they're like,
I want to show you guys how criminal Fnatic were fucking team fighting. Okay, so obviously they're winning this team fight because Mad overstepped. This is horrible. Keep in mind, they have a Renekton, a Rel, a Xerath, a Zeri, and a Rakan. They win the team fight. They kill Elyoya, chasing. Remember, it's 4v2. That Azir is going to get blown up, okay?
Yep.
Okay? What the fuck is wrong with this team? Why doesn't Humanoid
you
flash
realize
stun
what champ you're
Carzzy?
on, right?
right there. It's guaranteed.
Yeah.
He has flash right
it's,
there.
It's
He
like
could have just
humanoid.
flashed
You're not
E,
on Cassante,
he stuns
right?
Carzy. I swear to God,
What the fuck?
I watched this team live throw a 4v2. They do. This is supposed to be that this team's going to Worlds. People are like, yeah. Kalista has no escapes. Kalista has no escapes. People, please, for the love of God, that's going to be screwed. That team just threw a 4v2 with two teams, with two champions, with guaranteed point and click CC. Renekton could walk up and just stun him. Humana could, at worst, flash E. You know that ball he throws? That's a stun. He just flash E and just get him. I hate. And people said Fnatic is good. Go fuck yourself. Mad threw so hard. Mad probably should have been in the finals, but I didn't. Mad's issue is that they overextend when they get an advantage. You don't gotta always overextend. You can just take your win, back off, reset, put vision out, do anything. You don't have to just be like, hey, we got 2 kills here. Let's just dive the Nexus turrets. Like,
you don't have to always, do just a menace RE play. You can just back off.
Okay, before we head out, because I got to start the show with Selena and the other guys. So in C9's newest video, oh my God, another we're trying to blame a menace, but in the part where he's like, Blabber's like in game 3, we lost because a menace went for this play. They highlighted him just missing everything.
Exactly.
Oh God. Oh boys. But yeah, G2 win the LEC 2023 season finals, and it was outside of like game 2. Sorry, not game 2. Outside of game 3, which they probably should have won anyway, that should have just been a 3-0. That should have been a cakewalk. I think the issue with G2, is a lot of people haven't been bringing up, is like apparently in scrims that I've heard all year, they're like what Cloud9 was in 2020 spring. But the difference with that is Cloud9 on stage showed that they were just beating the shit out of you. It's hard because throughout the year, some of the times they haven't been shown that. And that's the thing is, we need that G2 at once, because people are factoring this is the only like Western help. I mean, Broken Blade, he's been pretty good. How's he gonna stack up against Ben 369, Zeus? Last year he got pretty hard destroyed. Caps. How's he gonna be? Like, if this is the only Western hope we got, and I don't know, honestly, because I'm hoping Fnatic. Okay, they can't even walk up and stun properly. There's no hope for that. Mad Lions, they're over here. They exist, right? They're just out here playing League of Legends, right?
Yep, just great for the whole season.
And the LCS, they're just out here near airport speed run.
Yeah, Dokla's our first seed. Remember that.
I want to hear God. I know you love me. I'm black, right? You didn't make us slaves for a reason, right? So, Dokla.
I'm no touching that one.
Can I see Dokla versus Zika?
Dokla versus the Shy, and then it will be another.
If Dokla goes against the Shy, he might just retire.
Yeah, no, it will be like the.
I want to see Dokla versus Dory. Dokla versus Dory.
Oh God, no! It will be like when Sword faced the Shy. Remember that?
Like if BDS beat Golden Guardians, can I see Adam against Zeus?
Oh yeah, Adam's just gonna pick like his fucking Garen.
He's gonna pick his Darius against Zeus. He's gonna be like, okay,
I can't play anything else, and then Zeus is gonna.
I want a matchup where we get Humanoid versus
Chovy.
Yes, exactly.
People back there in Humanoid couldn't even lane against Faker. Faker's arms are falling off, bro. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Oh God, people are like, yeah, I think BDS can beat Golden Guardians. That's great.
Okay.
That's probably the only games they'll win in the tournament, but cool. That's great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just for the record, though, we're gonna get all those matches because it's a whole pool format now, like the Rumble stage. So
yeah. So after the playing stage, the wildcard team can get that.
APA versus Faker.
APA
versus
hold on.
Chovy.
I want to see APA versus BDD.
Oh Jesus!
Come on, God, just make it happen once. The Shy versus Adam, and I want to see him cry on stage like a little bitch after he beats him. Just give me that.
Who's the JDG support?
Oh, Missing.
I want Missing versus Ignar. I want that for just pure content.
Wait a minute. What about Delight versus Ignar? Holy shit!
God, don't do that. Don't do that to Ignar. Come on, man.
He just won his first title. Let the man have some fun.
Yo, Ruler versus FBI. Just
throw your whole team away. Just throw your whole team in the trash.
And then you got to play with that support and just instantly lose because
remember,
you get caught
guys, Sven is gonna end up facing Carrier and Pays again.
Damn, I feel
genuinely bad for him.
No, fuck that. I feel bad for Berserker because he gonna turn around.
Yeah, it's automatically 4v5. He doesn't have a support.
No. It's gonna be 3v5, and you gotta go against Pays because fucking Zed's gonna be dead. The Medicine's gonna be losing lane. Like he's gonna miss a minion. Toby's gonna pop.
Blabber's gonna die trying to get a scuttle.
Yeah, Blabber's gonna die trying to save a Metas, and then Fudge is just
Who else is going?
Losing the top lane to Doran.
I want to see Yawn versus Ruler.
It's going to be the same thing as usual. Budge is going to go even in top lane, but then he'll decide, I'm going to flash into the turret. That sounds like a good idea. Wow, I died. I'm so surprised.
Imagine Golden Guardians and we get Stixay versus Pays. Like,
I mean, again, they have to be all the minor region teams to make it through, though. There's only one getting through.
I'll be honest here. If BDS or Golden Guardians go through, given how bad these minor regions are, I hope and doubt they'd actually lose to these teams.
I'm telling you right now, if BDS or Golden Guardians,
guys, Robo is still winning splits. Pray for Brazil, please.
That guy is garbage, and he's still
Robo is worse than Revenge. How the fuck is that guy winning trophies?
I seen the finals. It was like watching Fudge and Lock-in.
Dude,
this is what we can call the APA versus BDD matchup.
We live in a world where if your team is strong enough, people like Poopy could probably win titles. Good lord.
Yeah, and look in private chat. This is what we can call APA versus BDD.
Oh, dude.
If APA plays against Trophy, he might just retire. He'd be like, fuck it. Just fuck it. Oh no! What's that? What's that picture of Lena the Plug and Jason Love? That's APA and Chovy.
Oh Jesus! Oh my god!
Guys, Court JJ is washed up as fuck. He's gonna get absolutely just demolished at Worlds. That guy's got to go against Carrier. Pray for him. Just
Stixay, who he I want to see Stixay versus fucking Ruler.
Stixay versus Ruler would go so bad for him. He might put himself into retirement after losing that hard. God, because guys, people forget who he and Stixay went 0-10 against Elkin on.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think Stixay who he could beat fucking Hansama Mickey X. Like Matter of fact, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think Stixay who he could beat fucking Noah Trimby. That feels like that could be evenly bad. Because think about it, Noah at times, and Stixay ain't that far apart. Stixay is the weakest part of his team, and Noah sometimes forgets where the fuck he's doing. So look at how Noah plays sometimes. Like when he's outside the bot lane, he be
also, he just has no map awareness, actually.
Oh, his map awareness is trash. It's like mine is bad, but I don't play League for a profession. This motherfucker be
no. Pray for that man. I know people have been ragging on BDS. Guys, BDS have Lebrov. I mean, like, come on, what are we doing here?
If BDS makes it to Worlds, I'm gonna lose it. That team is garbage.
Like, people gotta understand the reason why teams hone in on winning domestically is because we know BDS is not winning. Well, I mean, this is factored in. If you're not a team with any chance of winning Worlds, then all you got is winning domestically, which can matter, give or take who you talk to, right? BDS guys couldn't even beat LEC teams of this caliber, and people are expecting them to be a dark horse team at Worlds.
They got reverse swept by Chazy and Humanoid.
Yep.
But keep in mind, I get it. Teams want to win domestically
actually,
because,
not Humanoid. My bad, wrong team. I'm forgetting the other shitty team. Oops.
like, I get it. If you can't win and have no shot at winning worlds, you're not doing well, right?
Cardi and fucking Hillisek. BDS got reverse swept by Bad Lions.
When they ended up going 0-8 starting this summer split.
The next split after. Like, they get to Worlds. Think about BDS guys reverse swept by a team that lost to a fucking Rift Herald. T1 decided, let's get Rift Herald in end game. 16-47. Oh, matter of fact, there's a video. Oh my god. I love G2, man. G2 is the motherfucking team. They got a video of these. G2 is fucking trolls. Oh my god, they got a.
People gotta factor in. If you have no chance of winning worlds, like win domestically, because people will remember you winning domestically to some extent. Guys, if an org can't even win in a landscape like this, how the fuck are you winning games at Worlds?
I don't know if you watched this video. Just watch this video real quick. I don't know if you can stream it.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a player, I mean, winning like the first, one or maybe two, that's fantastic to get out of the way.
Right here, G2 trolled the fuck out of Bad Lions. You were trolled the fuck out of them. It was like, Jesus, really?
Yeah, because people. Okay, so this last thing we'll mention before we go, because people mentioned the Cloud9 thing to me in the Facebook group. They're like, "What would you rather have, winning trophies domestically or winning at Worlds?" So that's a hard thing to answer because Cloud9 has done well at Worlds for NA and has won trophies domestically. If you're talking about a team like IMT, then all IMT has is winning here. Because let's be honest here, they're probably never going to Worlds. It depends on which org you're talking about, right? If you're talking about bottom feeders, then all you have is to win here. There's nothing else you can do.
It's pretty much like this. The whole combo is: would you take a full success like Double F, or would you get to top 4 one time with Jensen? Like in a sense, because there are people who say Double F is better, and there's people who say that Jensen's better. It's like, okay,
it's an international success, like making top 8 and top 4 matters more.
And it is LCS success because it's more consistent. Jensen did it once but couldn't do it again. But Jensen's the only one that did it.
Because the thing here, people to factor in on Worlds is because I know people rag on NA and EU for not winning. They're not supposed to. These guys are terrible.
Yeah. Except for G2 in 2019 with MSI, but that was
like outside of that, pretty much most years, guys. Okay, no, for next week we'll do the Mystic story that Sean said and the BDD one. People gotta factor in. Let's say right now, we're doing power rankings. Would there be any LCS or LEC teams in your power rankings for top 10? No, that'd be ridiculous.
Of all time?
No. I mean, just this year. Maybe outside of the last bottom spots because.
No, but I know that all the delusional LEC casters are going to put G2 5th.
Yeah, if you put G2 10th, that'd be whatever. Because obviously,
I was about to say, I might put G2 9th to 10th, but
you would have to because there's four LPL and LCK.
Yeah, I'm putting DFM ahead of them. Hell yeah.
You rooted for Loud last year.
I don't know about DFM. Man, I might fuck around and put a PSG number
Okay, all right, okay.
I'm trying.
Maybe we'll put flying chinks in there too,
right?
Nah,
I'm not playing for no flying oysters.
No, because this. That's okay.
I'd rather put R7 over IMT. Fuck that. Can we relegate IMT to Mexico and just bring up R7?
Put them in Turkey.
No, Turkey would still wax them. Put them down in Australia.
Because
let's see if the motherfuckers can make it out.
The other thing people need to understand when we mention these kind of things is it really just goes down to, I mean, God, I don't know, because I'm not saying you can't have both. It's just when people factor in when you're talking about LEC and LCS teams, guys. Given how bad these regions are, you're not supposed to be winning worlds. Realistically, if you did a power ranking, you're not gonna have any of these teams in your top 4. Most people expect either Gen G, JDG, BLG, T1, KT to be a surprise. Nobody should expect anything from these 2 regions to win. These guys should be obviously winning domestically, going to Worlds, and kind of just hoping for the best, honestly, for being honest here. They're not supposed to be winning, really. These guys are really bad compared to what we saw. Just last year, for example. Guys, these guys were losing 5 minutes in. just by laning. This is bad here. So, when people say like LCS is not supposed to, I'm like LCS fans get mad at that. You're not supposed to be winning worlds or doing well. Yeah. It's more like a luck scenario. You do well for most cases. Yeah, like Cloud9 is like the exception to the rule, but it's like outside of that.
And even then, sometimes for sure, like 2021 Worlds was definitely
like you had CLGs and Timberwolves and MSI runs, but people gotta factor in the reason why those are like so small and one-time things is because that's supposed to be it. If it happens once or twice, that's kind of how that works.
Yeah, and it's kind of luck. Like again, the Team Liquid finals thing. All right, you guys went 4-6 in your group to make top 4 in that bracket at MSI. 4-6, and you almost didn't even make it there, all right? Flash Wolves honestly should have beat you for that spot.
Remember G2? Remember that Caps game? Caps entered that game. Caps ran up and taunted Jensen under the turret and he got killed, and it gave him the game.
Yeah, there were 2 games Team Liquid shouldn't have even won, and then 2 games where Flash Wolves should have won, but they drafted like shit. Like I remember in the very first game of MSI in that group stage of that year of MSI, they literally drafted comps that were from Worlds 2018. It was 2019. They didn't realize the meta changed.
Right?
And then IG just showed up fucking drunk on sake and then lost.
Like, I would never say that the runs that those teams had were like, bad or good. It just all depends on who you talk to. But the thing here is NA kind of gets the results that you should get, honestly. Outside of the random time the Fnatic did well at Worlds and the G2 super team that, made top 4 at Worlds and finals those times, this is kind of just the results we're going to get. Like, this is just, that's how it is. Like, I stopped hoping NA would do anything at Worlds, man, probably like season 5? Season 6, maybe? Honestly? Like, if people thought NA was going to win Worlds after seeing last year, guys, we went 3-15. Remember it took to week 2 to get a tier 2 turret down? We fucking suck. I mean, it might be worse this year. And who knows? Maybe these teams might just play well at Worlds. I know Peter Dunn was like, but what if a Menace plays well at Worlds?
Okay.
It's like, okay. I'm just like, huh?
He's going to stomp Chovy, all right?
Can he see Chovy? All right, so anything else you guys want to say before we head out, actually, about the finals, LEC, Dirty Monkey Nicole being out?
G2 is going to continue to troll fucking Mad Lions. Because in the cook video, they said, okay, guys, you got to cook us a meal. You got 16 minutes and 47 seconds to do it. I'm like, you fucking... It's just like, Mad Lions can't let that shit down. T1 said, we don't need Baron. Let's get the Riptail and end game. Like, not one. Fucking G2 just did it to, was the last week. They motherfuckers had Shelly dancing on the Nexus. 21 minutes. What the fuck are you doing, Mad Lions? What are you doing? And then don't get me started on Fnatic. Like, you put in the wonder, or as there's people call him the 10th wonder of the world. I was like, y'all dick riding. Y'all dick riding way too hard.
Imagine the sample size. Remember Fnatic did that? People in Fnatic did that last year with Rux. Rux came in and played like 3 games against fucking Australia. They think he should be a starter. I was like, hell
yeah, because I remember because people was like, oh my god, look how great he is. That's like if I play against a kid that just started playing Pokemon. Like, I'm supposed to beat him. Sometimes you get unlucky, but it's like, okay. The only hope we got is G2, and if Cloud9 can fucking wake up and smell the coffee, but I highly doubt it. I got no faith. in Fnatic right now because I thought Asquith was good. Wonders. He's a legend, or
the problem here is looking at the sample size of games that Wonder had coming in. People have to remember before these games, there's a reason why they got rid of him. I know everyone kind of shitted on them for doing it. I didn't shit on Fnatic for getting rid of Wonder. It was right to get rid of him. He was bad. It was legitimately awful. I'm not saying he didn't have. I'm not saying he wasn't the best top laner in the West for those many years. He was good. But he was honestly like at his peak. He was so good. I was like,
wasn't his peak like 20? Wasn't like his?
He was always good. He was always good.
Because-
He hit a full peak when he got to G2, and but between 2018 and 2020 is his best years.
Yeah, because someone said at the end of 2020, right after World 2020 is when
when Reckless came to G2 in that 2020, he just fucking slumped.
That's what someone said
it's crazy.
In the live
Fnatic let go of
said,
Reckless, and they made it to the finals again. Just saying.
Ain't that a bitch? Hey.
And the only year G2 never went to Worlds was the one with Reckless on it.
That's the same thing with NRG. Motherfuckers said was better than fucking FBI. And then what did FBI do? Lead them to fucking Worlds? Get the fuck out of here. See,
and people said, "Hey, Luger was better."
Luger
was better.
Thank you. I couldn't remember that fucker there. All I know is that he's like, "Oh, Luger's better than FBI," but where Luger at now? Probably eating KFC with diamonds.
Luger wasn't even able to be on Dig. They value Tomo better.
Yeah, that's sad. Imagine motherfuckers tell you you're better than FBI, then they replace you with FBI, and then you go to another team. They replace you with their backup guy, and then the guy that replaced you just didn't take your team to the playoffs and got to the final. They won the final. Now they're the first seed. LCS go to Worlds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like that. Luger had moments where he was better than FBI, very short moments, and he had potential. Right, that's all. He wasn't better than FBI.
Imagine if Luger was on a team with Ignar. How do you think they get? Do you think they stick into the playoffs? They probably.
I don't know, but
there you go. Loud is winning Worlds. Okay. Oh, okay, Sean. All right.
That's what I was gonna say. Right, I was gonna jokingly say Loud is winning Worlds when I was joining this, but I forgot to. Oops.
Are all the Korean and Chinese teams catching COVID again? Like,
are they all blind? Their hands are all cut off or some shit? Like,
I'm gonna tell you right now. I believe if the Chinese players were blind, they probably still beat us. No. Apparently, I remember a friend who lived in China. They said a lot of times is because a lot of Chinese people, no offense, a lot of them wear glasses. That's not a joke. That's.
Also, I don't know if people forget how good these Asian players are. Remember, we go to their boot camp. We go to to boot camp. No one comes to NA to remember. No one comes to NA to boot camp. If you come over here to boot camp, you stink.
And then also, don't forget how a lot of these Asian players learn how to use the keyboard. A lot of them get blindfolded. Like what they do is they'll have you memorize where the keys are, and then what they'll do is they'll show you a paragraph, right? You got to memorize the whole paragraph. And then they want you to memorize the keys that you can do it without having to look down at the paper. And they'll blindfold you. And then some weird shit. That's how this kid, or that's how the guy told me, that's how he learned how to type. That's why he able to type 150 words a minute. I'm like, fucking shit. He's like, yeah, because they teach you to only look at the screen. You can never look down. You have to, is muscle memory know which key is which. I was like,
and the last thing I'll say before we head out is people are gonna. The only question for Fnatic is, well, if you brought back Wonder and he's playing this well for you, considering the small sample size of games we've had, is Fnatic potentially gonna keep? Who are you gonna choose then?
I would do back and forth, see who's better.
I would just go back to Oscar and then. I don't know if Wonder's going to keep this form for the long.
I'll go back to Oscar and then have Wonder as the substitute just in case.
How about Wonder goes to BDS and they get a real top laner because Adam.
Facts. Look, Agresivo looked better in that one game than fucking Adam. All right.
Like, what if Wonder was on Mad Lions? You got to factor in like how much stable they would be. Remember, Mad Lions promises stability and consistency. Or Wonder on Heretics. Oh, thank God. Evie. Hope you forget that fucker.
Oh
my God.
In fairness, he showed up in playoffs,
Sean, he was still behind when he got resources.
Evie?
But because he roamed a lot.
He couldn't see the map. Whatever.
I mean, they should have been in the gauntlet, though, to fight for a world spot instead of fucking BDS and SK. That was bullshit, but whatever.
Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up here. Fnatic can't draft to save their lives. I don't know what the fuck Ellis was praising, but these guys are playing like hot doo-doo on stage.
He's going to say Weibo's winning Worlds, all right? So let's
No. That's Keijo. Keijo was like, oh, and someone asked him, and they was asking in the chat, who you think Keijo's going to have win world? It's Weibo, because they said, and then these mods were blocking us because we said that Keijo was dick right at the shot. I was like, he is.
I'm pretty sure he wants Kitty to ride his dick.
But he also wants to ride the Shine's dick.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah. My bad. I got it mixed up with Cage. Never mind. No, who he would say is probably like damn one.
Yeah, like.
But yeah. So if you guys had to choose between 3 girls, kill, marry, fuck, La Tigress, Lar, and Kitty.
I'll kill La Tigress.
Kill the black lady like that.
She's not black. She's Hispanic. She's Hispanic. Don't do that. Don't do that. She's Hispanic. Don't do that. Nope.
I probably would marry Laura. I'd have to marry.
No.
I know she's a raging leftist, but I don't care.
I would marry Kitty. I'll fuck the shit out of Laura. I'm not marrying no crazy.
You can't marry Kitty. No way.
She's
that voice over time would definitely get to you. I don't know if that's her actual voice, but holy shit, it would get to you.
I agree with Chaz, all of his picks.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why, because Lore,
Sean said Nicola Q too, so his, I don't know about
Lore looks like Lore looks like a freak. She looks like she'll like French women. She let me put it this way. I'm not married her because he said she's a regular leftist, but I'll fuck the shit out of her. Like, they are good for sex, and that's it. Kitty,
she might put her tongue right in your butt, just dig your shit out.
Kitty seems more easygoing, that's why.
Yeah,
that's just. I don't know.
I remember on the podcast one time.
I'm saying, if she takes you home to her parents and she sees a black guy like Chaz, they might just disown that bitch.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
She don't worry, she'll want the green card, in the U.S., so it's fine.
But
she'll just be imported.
One thing about me was Kitty would never go hungry. She would go get fed. Shit.
With what?
Food. What the fuck you
doing? Oh, they make your dick. Oh, I set you up for that one. Oh my god.
No, I would feed Laura my dick. French women.
Every time I think of Laura, though, I think of that one moment on broadcast with G2 where I forgot who it was, but I believe it was Yankos on camera on the big screen, and then they're like, "Let's take a selfie with somebody else," and then the other G2 player on stage was like, when she said something like, "God, your screen is so big," the other guy was like, "That's what they all say about Yankos."
Oh shit. Hell yeah, man! Shit, I'm fucking the shit out of Laura. I don't know if I married her. That's too much commitment. Nah, she looked like she got opinions.
Like the thing is, I know Pokemon's a leftist too, to some extent, but holy shit! Would I marry her? No. If like Valkyrie's a girl you marry, Pokemon's a girl you just fucking.
I don't know if I'm marrying Valkyrie either, but I'm definitely fucking.
Yeah, Valkyrie's trying to. People said Valkyrie would date Hassan. If Valkyrie dates Hassan, that bitch ain't got no standards.
She
would. No, that's no standards there.
But the issue with Valkyrie, you be real, you be surprised how awkward she is on dates. She said herself she's awkward on dates. That's why she's
all of interaction is talking to dudes on Discord, weirdo fuckers with anime profile pictures. Of course, that's not gonna net you any advantage in life. Talking to weirdos like that.
Yeah,
they'll be like, "No, you're a great girl. They're missing out."
Well, I'm pretty sure that the stocks dropped off for her after she dated one of the Pauls. So.
Yeah, she fucked around with I think it was Jake. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's later one. I don't know. I think it was Logan, but yeah, I'm pretty sure the stocks.
It was probably Logan. But yeah, she fucked around with one of the balls. She dated him. I don't know.
And you dated somebody who's like should be in prison for the shit they've done, and you're wondering why.
Yep.
But hey, if Pokemon's ever single in LA, if I'm just out there a few times, like, "Hey, yo, girl, what's up? What you doing?"
I'm not gonna lie. There's about like 4 other girls from OTV I'd rather fuck for a Pokey.
Like if Quarter Jade let me put my tongue all up in her business.
Quarter Jade, Lily, Yvonne, Cindy. Not in no particular order.
If Choco Bars let me just wipe her ass a few times and I just devour that shit.
You are sick. But Choco Bars, I'd rather they get it than Pokey, but Janet's a little too sensitive though. She's one of those that has to be coddled, and that gets annoying real quickly.
Oh, you're talking about she's what's that word?
Very sensitive, very
clingy.
fucking sensitive. No, not clingy, sensitive. She's sensitive. Like you gotta be careful what you say around.
Like she wants a thug in bed like me, right?
No, apparently I don't know. She maybe. But I ain't gonna lie. So apparently there was a thing that got out earlier that some of these girls in that whole group, they some freaks. I mean, like, low key Pokey. I think low key Pokey's bisexual. It just doesn't want to come out.
That girl, what's her name? Kiara Kitty. That girl needs my fucking load on her fucking fat tits.
I'm good with that one.
No, she needs to let me fucking glizzy her titties up with my cum.
Glizzy the titties. Glizz the tits.
Yeah, I want to glaze them shits like a glazed donut. Have that smear my fucking image. Like when she can see my reflection in them tits when I'm done with that bitch.
Damn.
Would you marry Kiara? Probably not. That's a pound a few times you run.
I fuck her one time and keep it moving. What you talking about?
Yeah, her friend is pretty cute, actually.
Who's her friend?
I forgot her name. Jeez.
I don't follow most of these chicks. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
but that's pretty much it, guys. We'll be back here next week to talk about the Mystic situation. No, that's actually pretty dark.
Mystic situation.
It's pretty bad. We're talking bad. It's bad, and we'll be talking about some of the best teams.
Is it Cled or BD situation?
Probably, yeah.
It's Cled and then DFM. So yeah, we
have.
It's a hat trick.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you
DFM
guys.
gets the world by default because if they disqualify DFM and then gotta send the second place team, Japan ain't get.
No, the second place team. No, the other seeds they actually have some other good seeds. Like the team that was in second had like Vista and Blank and stuff, and
Blank.
Like, they have good rosters.
2023.
Yeah, they can never get over DFM for some reason. But yeah, because of that situation though, they literally had Utapon role swap to top lane. He's played top lane twice before for them.
But one good thing this year is they took DFM 5 days. That might be a progress.
Yeah, no, not with what their team was. They literally had Utapon role swap to top lane for this. All right, their ADC, and then call up their Academy ADC. All right, from Academy, who's never played a regular season game in his life. And they still won. And Utapon was like the carry in all those games on Scion.
Like, if you can't even beat DFM when they're fucking crippled, I have no hope for that.
Yeah, and not only that, but DFM might role swap in for Worlds. They might role swap Utapon back to ADC, and they signed this guy who's like 30 years old to play top lane. They might do that.
Will they sign Piccolo?
Let me see who it was actually real quick.
I got no faith in Japan. I'm not.
I never did because these minor regions are terrible.
Right, it was Appaman. That's what he's called.
Guys, GAM is still going to Worlds in 2023. That should tell you enough.
GAM, the only team come out of Vietnam. It seems like after time. Oh, this year it's another team that came out of Vietnam too. I think it was
Team Wales.
Yeah, Team Wales.
Team Wales. Yeah. Oh Lord.
And that's Nicole's team.
And guess what? Oh shit.
Oh,
and guess what? And guess what? Team Wales.
This is the guy that might have playing top lane for them, by the way.
He's 31
years old.
Yes,
they just signed him randomly.
Is that Radis?
He looked like somebody
Who knows?
I'd be playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Wait. Go back. What year was this nigga was born in 91. What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, for the fourth place team in their region, they had a jungler who's like 32 years old. So
remember, guys, there's a shortage of players in Japan. There's a shortage of players in Japan.
There are. They're all fucking old. Evie was like 29 when he came over the EU.
All right. See you guys next week. If you're just watching the show, we'll start around 5:30, 6 p.m. PST. And yeah, I'll be dropping content throughout the week. So yeah see you guys later.